So once a month I post a budget modern deck for you guys to check out. These decks are perfect if you're building on a budget but still want to be competitive at a local game store tournament, for example. Today we're going to be building Mardu tokens. That's right, we're going wide, folks. Most competitive modern decks these days can handle 1 or 2 big threats no problem, but they have real struggles when it comes to dealing with 10 little guys. So our plan today is going to be throwing a bunch of tokens at our opponents, both on the ground and in the air. So let's have a look at how the deck works. And hey, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so now. We post at least 2 videos a week. Awesome deck tech videos like this and box opening videos.
We always recommend shopping at your local game store. However, if there's something you can't find locally, we have provided a link for every card you see in this video in the description. Using that link will help support this channel.
Let's start by having a look at our token generators. Lingering Souls is one of the best token generators in the game. For 3 mana, we get 2 1/1 Flying Spirits, and we can flash it back for a black and 1, giving us 2 more spirits. Getting 4 Flying Spirit tokens off of 1 card is a pretty good deal. Spectral Procession is also pretty amazing in that we are getting 3 Flying Spirits for just 3 mana. And finally, Midnight Haunting gives us 2 more spirits for 3 mana, but at instant speed. Raise the Alarm is just awesome. Getting 2 tokens for 2 mana at instant speed is just really good value. If I could put more copies of this card in the deck, I would. Secure the Waste gives us X tokens at instant speed, which is perfect for recovering after a board wipe, or to give us enough creatures for a final assault. Young Pyromancer is technically the only creature in the deck. Virtually everything else is an instant or a sorcery, so get him down early and he will be providing you with plenty of free 1/1 red elementals. Okay, so now that we have a bunch of little wimpy guys, let's look at how we can turn them into monsters. Intangible Virtue is a wicked Anthem effect. Not only does it bolster all your tokens, it also gives them vigilance. And Soren's +1 ability gives all of our tokens +1 attack power and lifelink until our next turn. If you have just one of each of these cards in play, all of your tokens are 3/2 with vigilance and lifelink. And finally, we'll have a look at our non-token related spells. Path to Exile is hands down the best white removal in Modern. And Lightning Bolt will help us deal with early game threats or finish off our opponent if we need to get that last little bit of damage in there. Keep in mind that when I built this deck, I put myself on a budget of $200. Duress is perfectly fine, but if I had a bit more money to spend, I would either run with 4 copies of Inquisition or 2 copies of Inquisition and 2 copies of Thoughtseize. The lands are well balanced in that we're running 4 copies of Isolated Chapel, 4 copies of Clifftop Retreat, 2 copies of Caves of Koilos, and 3 copies of Battlefield Forge. And 7 plains, 1 swamp, and 1 mountain. If you're looking to make some improvements down the road, you could replace the Caves of Koilos and the Battlefield Forges with Godless Shrines and Sacred Foundries, and a few of the plains with either Marsh Flats or Arid Mesa. A good portion of the deck's budget was spent on the sideboard, but if you want to be competitive in today's modern metagame, you need the right answers. Pithing Needle shuts down a lot of problem cards, most notably Planeswalkers, or with Tron for example, you could shut down a turn 1 Expedition map, or if you're worried about a turn 3 O-Stone, hit that. Chalice of the Void on 2 is a pretty serious problem for us, so Shattering Spree deals nicely with that. It's also a nice side-in against any type of artifact strategy. And Timely Reinforcements is a nice side-in against Red Deck, or any other deck you feel might be getting out ahead of you. Graveyard strategies are dominant in Modern currently, so Relic of Progenitus gives us a nice low-cost way to deal with those decks. And Dreadbore gives us some effective removal against large single creatures and planeswalkers. And that's the deck, folks. Alright, well I really hope you enjoyed having a look at this Mardu Modern Tokens deck. That's a mouthful, Mardu Modern Tokens. So tune in next month and we'll be looking at Mono Green Infect. Alright, bye for now everybody.